Hello, today we will look at why atheism fails to answer the question as to why there is something rather than nothing. Now, I went through the latest speculation in physics about how nothing can give rise to space, time, matter. Their assumptions are what stopped me from believing them. The problem with the assumption is that they assume the quantum theory to be quantum mechanics to be real and true. They don't explain why it is there in the first place. So they start with that. They also don't explain how the laws of mathematics, mathematical theorems, the laws of logic came into being. They take that for granted. And they also take for granted cosmic inflation, which is necessary for the Big Bang to give out such a universe as this. And all these assumptions are not answered or explained by the atheists or the scientists who want to explain why there is something or there nothing and how nothing gave rise to everything. They also start by saying that nothing is not nothing, but it is the quantum vacuum where matter and antimatter are being constantly formed but being unstable. They immediately disappear. So they assume there should be a balance between the positive and the negative, the particle and the antiparticle, and these assumptions should be questioned. Why should it be like that? Who made it like that? And finally, they do not also explain the fine-tuning of the universe, which actually is a very important explanation as to why there is carbon-based life, because formation of carbon itself requires a lot of fine-tuning of the forces at the nuclear level. And they make all these assumptions and then they take these things for granted, and finally they say, there's the quantum field there and there's nothing there, nothing material out there, and this quantum field churns out unstable matter and antimatter, and these because of inflation and quantum theory mechanics somehow produce this universe. Because nothing is unstable, it gives rise to something. But they also fail to acknowledge finally that according to them, even the something is unstable. The nothing which becomes something is unstable, and it also becomes nothing again. So for them to say that itself gave rise to this whole universe with all its complexities without there being a mind to gather all this information, organize them, and put them in such a way that we get this universe that we have today is itself requires a lot of faith. And these are just speculations, but these scientific speculations themselves do not explain everything. They have to take for granted a lot of things, including the laws of physics, as we said, the laws of quantum physics, quantum mechanics, mathematics, and logic. And so this doesn't really answer the question as to why there is something rather than nothing. There is only one answer to that, and that is God. It is God who created everything. He is the one who created the quantum field. He is the one who created the mathematical laws. He is the one who created the laws of logic. And it is his handiwork which they are explaining or trying to explain through even their speculative theories, which have to fulfill a lot of predictions, and a lot of proofs have to be forthcoming for that to be true. So, atheism does not answer the question why there is something rather than nothing. It does not answer the question why there is a quantum field, why there is quantum mechanics, why there is a positive negative balance, why there is laws of logic, why there is mathematical truths, and why there is fine tuning. So all these need a high degree of intelligent explanation. Nothing being unstable and becoming something is not a good enough explanation, because that something is also unstable and it becomes nothing. So thus atheism fails to answer the most fundamental philosophical question as to why there is something rather than nothing.